Welcome back to Geekshow Helpdesk. Oh, yeah.
Where we are here for you.
That's right.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
All the time.
No, Lando hasn't been here.
All
Lando,
the time.
2 episodes in a row, Lando hasn't showed up. So that's not
you
technically
can't say all
true.
the time.
I had a family
No way.
emergency.
I
I hit
agree.
it right on the head.
I did.
Family
see.
emergency takes precedence over podcasting.
Who did you hit on the head?
Why don't you hit people on the head?
Anyway, he
That
did-
was the family emergency?
Yeah, he's been...
I don't know what to do with you guys anymore. It's like you don't even listen to me.
Guys, he's
You're in
on to
leader.
us.
You're in leadership now, so you should just. We're just helping you get used to it.
Yeah, no joke.
All right, this is the Geek Show Helpdesk where we talk about tech, gadgets, sciencey things, fun stuff. Let's kick it off by introducing our panelists. It's the illustrious and blue checkered shirt, Jaren.
Hey, this is Jaren. You can find me on the social media platform formerly known as Twitter at Jaren. And that's it.
All right. It's the illustrious and green shirted, button done up all the way, Lando.
Well, these aren't very creative intros.
No, they're not.
Oh, the top button is undone. Oh,
The
okay.
top
Oh,
button's
he's-
undone.
it's
'Cause I
after
work
dark.
for UVU, and my entire wardrobe is green. Like, all I have is green shirts.
They make you wear green?
They don't make me, but that's what they give me. Like,
Oh,
green
you're a
polos.
company man.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
So I have lots of green polos. It's Lando. I'm back, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Excited to be here. I'm bringing more energy than Jared. That's always my goal. Bring more energy than Jared.
It's not that hard most nights. So
I know,
good,
but that's the
good,
goal.
Good achievable goal. Well done. And he gets neck beardy anytime you talk about the Wheel of Time TV show.
Oh, I'm gonna bring that energy right back down.
It's Owen.
Probably not a very good episode.
Thanks, Eeyore.
Yeah, follow me on the platform formerly known as Twitter,
Where you don't
Nailed
tweet.
it. Where I don't tweet. I made him. I've got a story for other maybe the in between, but yeah, follow me on Twitter at Technoan and our host Tony.
Hey, check me out on Twitter X. I do tweet occasionally. And they're always really insightful or funny.
He
Usually
tweets
about
bangers.
poop.
That was the insightful one, Jaren.
Oh, that's the insightful one?
Yeah. There's Blue Sky 2. Nah, I'm not even going to pimp my Blue Sky because I never get on there. Man, what a waste that one.
What about your
ended up
TikTok?
being so
What
far.
about your TikTok handle?
TikTok?
What about your Reddit handle? Can we
Who do
follow
I
you on
look
Reddit?
like? Who do I look like? What's his name? Ramaswamy? Come on now.
Come on.
All right. Let's see. Do we have any emails?
Yes.
I hope so. I missed last week's emails. I'm like, I wish I could have been here because they were mean for me. I did not like those. I was yelling in the car.
We got an email from Not Lang. He says, Dear Helpdesk friends and Mr. Conover.
I hate this joke so much.
My parents have had fiber internet at their home since the Napster days. However, they also seem to have the same router from that time period as well.
Oh.
Often while visiting, I turn my phone Wi-Fi off because cellular is significantly faster.
Wow.
I'm looking for recommendations on a new router for them.
Like a
Typically-
fiber router?
No, the modem is
No,
fiber.
it's got to be the
Yeah.
modem's
Yeah.
fiber. They're using
Oh.
the same old
So like
Wi-Fi router.
the access
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Typically, they will only have one device at a time streaming video, such as a Fire Stick, a couple Wise cameras, and possibly a couple people browsing the web. So it doesn't need to be ultra gaming fast. Something decent speed-wise with a good range would be ideal.
Well,
I'm hoping there's
sorry.
I'm hoping
were
there's
done.
some good options in the $100 or less range. I can get them for Christmas. Suggestions? Keep up the good work, Tony, Jaren, Owen, and anyone else that may be contributing
So if it's
in some insignificant way to the show. Twyman.
this joke so much, it's the
Twyman.
worst.
Oh, it's time. It's like
I told you it was
Trying to
Twyman.
help.
Fiber.
I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to help.
fiber since the Napster days. Fiber back then was spendy. That was
big.
high tech.
How
Not only
in the
that, but can
world
you
have they
imagine
had
the download
fiber?
speeds?
Yeah, since then. That's wild. They must live in some like special, super techie old area or something. I don't know. Well, under $100 is gonna be kind of hard to do for
You can
anything
get
that's
that.
decent.
Yeah, so there.
You can
I
get
have,
some
I have a
Asus.
recommendation.
Do
Yeah,
ya?
you
I
can
do
get some
too.
Asus. You can get
Yeah.
some Asus models for under that are going to do 5G, pretty good.
So there's a TP-Link Archer AX21. It's Wi-Fi 6. It's dual band, so you'll get the 2.4 gigahertz network and the 5. Which I would put all of the smart home stuff on the 2.4 gigahertz network, by the way.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea. And it's only $75. Yeah, I mean, you can't flash it with DDWRT or...
So I'm going to make a different
anything like
recommendation
that.
Care
here.
about that.
And it's
Not
out
a
of the
big
price
deal.
range. I don't care. Here's why. So this is for your parents, right? You want something easy to use and easy to maintain, right? If you buy something complex, like Jaron is suggesting,
No.
you're going to become the
TP-Link?
default.
TP-Link is
Yeah, it's solid.
plug
And
and
usually,
play.
usually they have a setting
stand
where
behind
it can
I stand
restart
behind it.
automatically every
Yeah.
day, so it doesn't have
TP-Link's
issues.
good. I
You
got
have to
TP-Link.
restart it every. Anyway, so you have to ask
No,
yourself.
there's a
do you-
setting to do that, so you don't ever have to worry about it
That's
going.
a dumb setting. That's the dumbest setting in the
wonky.
entire world. If
Are
you
you
build a
kidding
product
me? Love
so
it. It's
bad, you have to
the
program a
best setting.
feature for it to reboot every day, your product is garbage.
Disagree.
Disagree.
You have to reboot your router.
That's a duct
sometimes.
tape fix to a
I have
bad
to-
product.
I have to reboot my MacBook all the time. Is that because it's a bad product?
Yes, I agree. I wouldn't say it's the product's fault. I would say that's
But
user
you
error.
just did though. It's a
Yeah, you just did say that.
product
That's
or
a sick
company.
burn.
You know,
That's
same thing.
That was a sick burn.
I don't have that
there.
problem
I'll
with my
allow
Mac.
it.
Maybe your Mac's broken.
It's fair. That's in.
You should open a support ticket with Apple.
It's,
Oh my gosh.
So
a
I'm going
fair
to take a different
ball.
route. I'm going to say buy the Google or the Nest Wi-Fi one. 'Cause
That's-
you can control it from
that's
your
pretty
phone.
expensive.
It's so
That's
easy.
spending.
It is $200,
Yeah.
but it's easy.
So you're already out.
done.
Dumb.
And it's just going to work.
Does
You already
anyone
broke the
love
thing.
their parents' $200 worth? I submit to you, no.
Here's the other thing. If you're
Except
gonna,
that they
if
do
you've
not.
had it since Napster, right, and you're going to have this for as long as you're going to have Napster, like that length of time again,
Don't get Google
invest
then.
in something that's going to be a little more
Don't get
future-proof.
Google.
Yeah,
You might just
Google-
end up on the
that'll-
heap.
That'll be in the graveyard
Yeah,
before.
couple
before
years.
you
It maybe
get
has 3
there.
weeks left. I guarantee. Quote me.
3
That's
weeks.
not a
Quote me. Prove me wrong.
Oh,
I
man.
can't. But you understand what I'm saying. You understand my point, and it's a good point.
I like. I mean,
I would-
Go the easy route to make
I
your
would
life easy.
go-
You can manage it remotely.
yeah. You know what makes it? You know what's easy is having an option to have it automatically reboot. So
That's
that
it.
if
If
it
your
runs
Wi-Fi
junky-
router has to automatically reboot every day, it's a bad router.
Nobody
You're
said
done.
it has. Nobody said it has to, but it makes it better.
Yeah, so you don't have to ever to
No.
worry about it.
No, I
Another good
disagree
option
completely.
is the Asus RT AC66U B1.
I love that router.
It's also dual band. It's
You don't know
$95.
what he's talking about, Owen. How do
I
you
do.
know that from the
I
model number?
I gave it to my in-laws. The 66U.
Yeah, good router.
Yeah.
Can you manage it remotely from your
There's-
phone?
That's a tough
need
choice
to.
between the TP-Link and
Can
the
you?
Asus. They're
don't need
they're
to.
both
I
solid.
didn't ask if you need to. I said, can
What,
you?
what do you
No.
what do you think, Tony?
Well-
Trying to drown out Lando here.
I
Right.
think I prefer to shop at Costco personally.
So you're the Netgear. So you're the Netgear Nighthawk.
Uh,
They have the
Costco
R7000?
has a couple of options for 140 or 150. So you're a little bit more, but
It's worth it.
you're getting a nicer router, and you.
I would say
getting-
spend
it's-
more money.
Yep, you spend a little more.
I don't know.
You can
Because what
get
other
a-
features are you getting for that extra price?
Just reliability.
I don't know.
You don't have to program it to
those-
restart
those-
every day.
Those
No,
Asus, those
I
Asus
wish-
ACs are.
I wish my previous router that wasn't a TP
you not
Link
understand, like,
had
that's a bad
restart
feature?
automatically. No way. This is a great feature.
So
No, that means
I've
you have
been
a bad product.
I've been rebooting my router every morning for like the last 4 or 5
Oh,
years.
I do mine weekly, not daily.
Yeah,
And
a lot of times.
do you know
that
what
has
I
to do with
never
your
have to
It's a
ISP.
worry
bad
about?
product.
Yeah.
If
I-
the product you buy has to be reset,
My Wi-Fi has
Especially
my
like
network
Wi-Fi,
has
set and
been
forget it.
touch free
Roxa.
for the
That's the thing.
last
Yeah.
5 or 6 years.
You have it reboot automatically once a week, it will be rock solid.
Because a lot of times it's the issue with the
I-
ISP, and the connection needs to be reset between your router and the ISP.
I
Not-
have had
not the
my
router.
Google Fiber and Nest Pro access point. I have rebooted maybe once since I've gotten Google back in
Well,
February.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it was
You know
because of
what?
a service outage.
You know what?
Once in 8
Google.
months. Wow.
And you know what? It
Let me
was the
tell
best
you.
part I did for my phone.
Let me tell you, before I got a router that could reboot itself automatically, I rebooted only when I had problems.
You're
right?
like that sysadmin
Listen,
who's like,
listen.
And now you don't have
server
problems.
needs to be-
Amazing.
Be rebooted every day. And you write a script to reboot your damn server every day, don't you, Tony?
And now
That's a bad
I have it
sysadmin
reboot
practice,
once
by
a
the way.
month or once a week, and I have zero issues.
Yeah, man.
No
You
issues.
know what? Add this to your be an end user. Don't reboot your router.
Just let it ride.
Just let it
Oh
ride.
yeah,
till
I
it-
saw you guys. You're like, well, it's getting old. So guess what? It's Jaren's turn to come up with something this time.
So anyway, at Costco, I like
You
the
listened?
Netgear.
Oh,
The Netgear Nighthawk AX 5400 is on sale for $140 right now.
I
Or
do
that-
like the Nighthawks.
or the TP Link
got a cool
AX
name.
5400 is $150. Or they also have a Linksys Hydra Pro. This one has 6E for $150.
That is a lot more.
You're getting a lot more router for
Yeah,
It's just-
you
for
are.
an extra
You have
50
to-
bucks.
But
you know?
You are.
thinking
How
about
much is
their
the-
thinking about their usage though,
These
like,
are all
they don't
wi-
need that level of usage over there. Like,
But if they want to have it for another 5-10 years, get
if
the
they
extra
were happy,
features.
if they were happy with an 8-year-old or 10-year-old router now, it's fine. I think those $75 models, boom.
This
You
is my
both make very valid points, and you're both correct.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
both
is my
beautiful.
recommendation, and that's what I recommend.
So what's
they're-
oh my gosh,
they're
what's
all
the one I got from my
6.
parents?
They're all 6 or 6E for $150.
That's
Is
pretty bad.
Not
That's pretty good.
Too
And I
shabby.
like
All right.
and I like the Nighthawk. I like the Nighthawk.
Oh,
one.
Unify.
We-
So I got my parents' Unify PoE one, and I've never that thing ran solid for 4 years. Never had to reboot it.
Could have done it
No,
for
your
6 if you
parents just
rebooted
never
it.
told you about it because they don't want you coming over.
No, they call me for everything. I am their default tech support, and they never Unify.
Yeah, but
One was
what are you
amazing
paying? What are you
PoE.
paying for Unify?
Ubiquity.
Those are even
Ubiqu-
more
This
pricey.
This is like a $200 router, same price
Yeah,
as the
this-
Google.
Those
They have a
ubiquitous
Or
$200
ones.
save $125 and just reboot it every day.
they
every
have
week.
a $200 option.
Hold on, I'll look
Ubiquity
it up. I
does?
haven't chance to look
Yeah.
it
All
up.
right, we've been talking about routers for the last 10
Yeah.
minutes. Let's move
Well,
on.
this is the help desk.
And we're cutting off 8 of my stories.
Yeah, you have so many.
Slice.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. There you go, Twyman. If you have any other questions, just hit me up. You got my number.
Yeah, Unify U6 Personal 159, Long Range 179, AC Professional 149, Enterprise
Twyman.
279. Those are actually very affordable.
That's not bad, actually. Yeah.
Not at
I
all.
have-
And like I said, they are rock solid.
I
You know
have
why?
Twyman.
Because it probably has a thing in it to automatically reboot once a week or once a month, and you just don't know it.
I'm okay with that. If I don't know it,
It's the same thing.
it's still bad. It's wrong. But if it's hidden from me and it just does it automatically, maybe I'm okay with that.
Maybe it's the location
I still
of the
think it's the
router.
wrong way to go.
Maybe he just needs to move that router to
Fix
a
the
more
problem.
open
If your
location.
product has a problem and it forces you to restart every day, fix the problem. Don't just duct tape and reboot it.
No, that's only for your server. That's network gear needs to be rebooted.
It does.
That's why computers go wrong, because you need to reboot them. That makes all computers just
Ghosts.
invalid
love-
compared to.
Love hearing
you're saying.
Jaron talk about this, even though he won't reboot after registry changes.
I know. I know.
Because there's nothing that goes wrong after registry changes. I agree. Some registry changes do need
All
to
of
be
them.
rebooted,
All of them,
but
period.
not all of them.
You don't know which ones. You don't always know which ones need to. So by
All
out
right,
of-
all right, all right.
Usually you have to
Let's-
restart the app.
let's-
That's what you
let's,
need to do.
You know,
If it's like system level stuff, yeah,
That's
you need
it.
to reboot.
That's
But if
it.
it's like an app, you don't.
Oh,
I
It's
respect
over.
that. I respect.
okay, let's move on to the next email.
Tony is getting us to focus.
Oh, there's
Try.
There's
another
no,
email?
there is no other email. That's it.
Okay, well, there you go. Thanks for writing in.
You got
Twyman.
way more than you bargained for there.
You sure did. Jeezy Pete's. All right. Let's talk. Let's go straight into this article that I thought was sad but interesting. We talked a couple months ago, maybe a year ago or so, about some mini nuclear reactors that were getting looked at for some Utah cities. Well, at least one of those projects has been canned. And
This was
it's
gonna
not
be-
gonna happen.
This is going to be down in southern Utah, right? By
So this must be
St.
a different
Georgie
one
Town?
because this one was going to be Brigham City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one was going to be in Brigham City, and what was the other? There's a few other smaller cities that they said was going to take part in it as well.
Mini nukes.
Yeah, mini nuclear reactors to help transition away from fossil fuels, coal, and stuff like that. And the mayor of Brigham City basically said they were planning on having nuclear provide, where was the number here? 37% of its power
Wow.
from this project by
More than
2025.
more than a third of their.
Yeah,
I mean, Brigham City's not very big.
20,000 people live there. So I mean, it's a decent size city. It's not a wide spot in the road, but it's definitely not a major. It's not any sort of metropolitan area.
Right.
But,
Decent size for Utah, anyway.
That's true. Decent size for Utah, Arizona, Nevada, Idaho area. But yeah, it's a bummer to hear that got canned, and the reason it got canned is basically just because the company that was doing it couldn't get enough towns to sign up in the in Utah and the surrounding
Well, and
states.
part of it too is the licensing costs from the federal government is so expensive. I saw an Instagram post from John Curtis, my rep, and he talked about it, and he said one of the biggest reasons why they had to cancel it was because the costs were just so high.
Because
inflation.
they couldn't get enough towns signed up, so they couldn't spread the cost out evenly enough.
Yep.
It was going to be too expensive for the towns that did sign up. So that was a bummer. I was really looking forward to see that in action, because I firmly think that nuclear is going to be a stepping stone to 100% renewable energy sometime off in the future. So anyway, this one got canned, but maybe
Santa
the other
Clara,
ones will.
the Santa Clara one down in Washington County got canned as well.
Oh, did that one get canned as well?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Says he was hoping his city could count on the project as a good, reliable base resource.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to find something to replace that.
Yep. So that's a huge bummer in my opinion. All right, on to something not so poopy. Let's talk about this. Came out of nowhere today, I think. The Nothing Phone company.
Oh yeah.
We're not excited about their hardware this time. It's actually a software thing they're doing.
They are bringing iMessage to Android. And I'm sure you listeners are like, what? That's not possible.
They're gonna let those guys in?
It's possible until Apple brings the banhammer down in some way.
No, there's too much antitrust stuff going on right now. They're not going to do that.
You think so?
Yeah. Because what they're doing is not illegal or anything like that. They haven't hacked it into anything.
Oh.
It would add legitimacy to a lot of the complaints. Because right now the text thing came up, right? And they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not important.
It is a bit sketchy, though. I will say that. How they're
Just
doing
like
it.
Nothing Phone.
I want one.
Yeah. Anyway, how they're doing that is they have Mac Mini servers out there that are sending the messages, they're routing it to your phone.
Okay.
So essentially, you're giving your credentials to this. I believe the app is based on Sunbird.
So there is an app already out there that you can get that I signed up for and then stopped when I got to this point. It's a desktop app, and I think they have a mobile app too. It's supposed to consolidate all your messaging platforms into one pane of glass, right? And they said they support
the dream.
and they said they support iMessage. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I go through it and I start, filling out the stuff and everything. And it's like, okay, now give us your Apple login information.
We won't do anything with it. We promise.
Nope.
That is super sketch.
Never mind.
Nope.
They need it so that you can log on to their Mac Mini servers.
Yep.
Probably in China. who knows where.
It's a bad
so
idea.
That is the problem. And that is the only way to get iMessage on Android. But nothing is going through with it. And we'll see.
They
how
think
that
people will
goes.
trust them that much. That's unbelievable. No.
I think people in China will trust them that much.
With the credentials?
Oh, yeah.
True.
I mean, they already know their government has everything on them anyway.
Right. I was going to say, what are they?
So
Can't go any further down in privacy.
exactly.
Oh.
I
like,
thought it was. Anyway, go ahead.
What if they get hacked, right?
That's
Goodbye.
why I didn't. Because I was like, I have too much stuff tied to my Apple account.
Is the Nothing Phone even in the U.S. market right now? Like, can you even buy one here? The Nothing Phone, dude. I thought it wasn't coming over here.
I
thought it was
think
EU.
they brought
Here,
the
let me Google
second
that
one.
for you real quick.
Second one over. I'm pretty sure. Second one is available or will be available.
I don't need that attitude,
Can
man.
I buy
Don't need to do that. That was a
Nothing Phone
general question.
What was the
in
name
the
of
U.S. Let's see. No, it looks like you can buy it at T-Mobile.
Oh, you can right now? Okay. There
What's
you
that?
go.
I mean, Game came up, so who knows?
Beeper. Beeper was the company.
US at Nothing Tech. Yep.
The company and app that lets you have a single
700
pane of glass.
700.
Thing
You're
is,
the
we had that in the late '90s and 2000s. We had a single message app that aggregated them all.
Back
There
in the
was
good old days of MSN
couple.
Messenger.
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem with Beeper was that what we already talked about, and then they don't have full functionality for things like Slack and Discord. It's like limited functionality on how it shows the groups and everything like that, and how it's
I guarantee you,
organized.
once you start digging through the EULA too, they're like, by the way, we're randomizing your data and selling
Right.
it off. All we want is some metrics.
Yeah.
So I
you know.
Don't do that.
once I saw
Switching
the,
the
interface,
first letters of your first name and last name.
Exactly.
Marin Gerald.
Yeah.
randomized.
They're
Put
like,
some thought
nobody
into that,
will-
haven't you?
No one will guess it.
So yeah, I bailed at that point. Didn't look good, and they wanted my Apple creds. No.
Pass.
All right,
thank
let's
you.
see. Let's get to this article here that Owen has had for a couple of weeks. NASA is having problems getting to those tasty Apple asteroid bits.
Yeah. So, their tag SAM, which
Mm-hmm.
is the touch and go something, something, something. I had it
Yeah.
memorized. I had it memorized for 2
Sample
weeks.
acquisition
There you go.
mechanism.
Touch and go. Tag SAM. So it basically comes down, shoots an air puff, closes the thing, and off it flew. It was fantastic. It got way more than they thought. The door couldn't even close. They were like, wow, we have so much more sample than we thought we would. It comes home. It lands in Utah. Hooray, science. And they open the initial capsule and they get some dust particles and some like smaller bits, and they're like, ooh man, the inside stuff is going to be fantastic. Now I probably need to check and fact check this because they might have. It's been another week.
Yeah, like I said, it's been on the list for a bit.
Science moves fast sometimes.
Yeah. So
Not usually, but sometimes.
basically, they said, okay, they have to have an infused chamber with nitrogen. I think basically they can't let oxygen touch any of the samples, right? Because it
inert gases.
It oxidizes the rock and ruins the samples.
Mm-hmm.
So they built this thing that they knew they were going to put the tag SAM in, and it only had specific tools. They're like, look, everything that you need to open this tag SAM is going into this thing. It's getting filled with an inert gas. You can touch it with gloves, and that's it. You can't open it. You can't change it. If once one of those, because there's a bunch of latches around the top. I think 12. Anyway, and once one latch has been popped, the seal is compromised, and there's nothing you can do. So all the tools that are in there are the only tools you got. Well, with the gloves on and everything, they can't get 2 of the latches to pop.
Oh no.
And so they're like, how do we use the tools we have? Because we can't crack the seal now. Like,
Can't open it up.
Can't open
up the chamber.
can't open up the chamber. All you got is these rubbery gloves, touching the sample through there. And so they have been working and troubleshooting, and they can't get the 2 latches open to get to the main sample
Oh,
inside.
what a bummer.
The
so it's
scientists
jammed.
just need to. They just need to bring in one of their dads. Dad, can
Yeah.
you open this jar
Yeah,
for us?
Can you pop this? Dad's like, idiot, turn it the wrong way.
Give me that. Did you try running it under hot water?
Listen for me.
Yeah. So, so I need to. I was hoping somebody would check while I was wasting time, but I don't know if they've gotten it open. But
Well, maybe they shouldn't, because you know what happens when you open up things that fell from the sky, bits of asteroids specifically. That's
that,
how you
Tony?
get. That's how you get symbiotes.
That's how
And
you
you
get
know what
symbiotes.
that leads to?
Nobody needs venom.
leads to evil Spider-Man who try to take over the
I was
world,
gonna say a bad DC movie, but
Yep.
Good point, Tony.
or
I
a
like that movie.
fantastic game.
I
Man,
did. Well, I recently rewatched both of those movies, and you know what? I enjoyed them again.
What movies?
The Venom and Venom that Let There Be
Oh.
Carnage.
They're not bad. Well,
not
no, they are bad, but they're good.
but
The
they're
first
in a
one
bad
is
way.
the first one is better than the second one for sure.
Agreed. So yeah, well, there you go. Are you gonna look and see if you can?
yeah,
if
right
you
here.
got into it.
Unfortunately, scientists have so far still been unable to get the main part of the sample.
Oh man, can't they? If they got part of it open, can't they just like tilt it upside down and
I
just
just
try
don't
and
know why-
shake the bits out?
I just don't know
through
why
the
they haven't
crack?
picked the whole canister up and been like, clang, 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 like inside, like
Exactly.
Why can't they put it in like a
bigger, yeah, like a bigger
nitrogen, a room filled with nitrogen, no oxygen? Go in with like spacesuits and do it like that.
Yeah, probably the
I don't
cost.
know. Why
Who
can't
knows?
Well,
Who
there you
knows?
go.
Who
We'll let you
knows?
know if they ever
It's
get
got to be
into it.
cheaper than making another satellite.
Yeah, and makes them look less stupid than just like.
Well,
Cocking their head
abandoning
at
this
it.
one, guys. Sorry.
Dang it, that was a really good idea, Earl.
We'll try
Oh, well.
again.
Let's spend another I think it was 1.6 billion for that
Yeah.
project.
Well,
1.6 billion mission.
Let's keep
Dollar
rolling
mission.
in the space style articles and talk about Starship second launch, which is kind of scheduled.
Yeah, they're kind of getting ready for it. Also, another one left over from about 10 days ago. So they are looking for the end of November now for their test flight. I think they're still waiting for a license from the FAA. So they're waiting for it to come back. But this one already he's setting the expectation low. He's like, if it achieves first stage, it was a success, But secretly, they're all hoping that this one will make orbit because they need to get an orbital test under their belt. They really want to start launching their new V2 rockets or their satellites, and they've got that new project.
yeah.
They've got that new project. Starlink security. What's the secure one for the government? Yeah, they're doing another service for the government.
Yeah.
Anyway, they want to launch
That's where the
those up.
money is.
Yeah, for sure. So the old locked down, this is the private reserve satellite internets. So, but yeah, they've done the main thrust tests. They've just kind of prepping up the same way they did. They've apparently learned from their last mistakes.
Good.
Trying to fire off all the rockets. Some of them didn't go. It made it list to one side. They ended up having to forcefully terminate it. So it was a planned.
I wonder if they're going to destroy the
Rapid
launch pad again.
It's the push
This
that
one-
button.
Yeah,
I wanna
so
push that button.
it was a planned rapid disassembly. The
Yeah.
launch pad is so that's the other thing. The launch pad's new. They've got the cooling system. They've got the soaker, whatever they call it. The
Thing that dumps the water in.
basically,
as the,
yeah, it's
as
basically
the
it's
rocket ramps up.
yeah, just the flood system.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they call that, but yeah. So because last time they were like, yeah, it should be able to hold it, and it blew apart the concrete
Yeah. It was awesome.
launch pad. It was so cool, and the rocks from that were landing. Like when they say keep a distance because you don't want to fight. You don't want to face a 2-ton piece of concrete hurtling through the air. So
All right. What have we got here, Lando? You just have a reference to Jaren's notes here.
I was going to put it on the notes earlier to get it and steal it, but I have not had a chance to. This is the new. Well, I'm going to get. This is all from memory, so Jaren's going to have to help me out on the details because I'm fuzzy. I did watch the video though. This is the new the Humane's AI pin. You seen this thing? So what this is? No one said nothing. You guys are listening to me for once. This is weird. I don't know what to do. You haven't interrupted me yet.
it's a good story for once. So go ahead.
So what this thing is, it's a pin you put on your clothes. It's not a cell phone replacement per se, but it does have a cell phone number. But it's AI driven. So like the only way there's only a few ways to interact with this thing. One, you can talk to it and ask it questions, and it uses AI to respond to your questions. And two, it actually has a little laser projector. So you hold your hand up, and it says, "Oh, you're holding your hand up," and it puts a laser projection of the interface with your hand, and then you can do the whole Apple Watch thing and click your fingers to click on things. It's pretty interesting. I think it's a good first stab at like something other than a glass slab with a screen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Would you actually want one though?
What does
not
it
for the
do?
price point it's at.
You would
apparently.
definitely. You'd have to go headphones too. There's no way you just want it
think it-
speaking out.
Oh, that's the other thing too. Is it has like the audio bubble? They said right. No one's tried this yet, but when it does
Projected
talk to
audio.
you, it like does projected audio as like a bubble. Or then they did have a funny
Baloney.
animation like a
That's
bubble around
no.
your head.
There's no way they have that going well on a device that small.
Probably
it's
not.
It's
but no one's
basically a
heard it.
Star Trek communicator, but
Yeah.
bad.
Well, there is
Way to
so
put it.
there's a fantastic show on Hulu. It used to be on Hulu. It might still be. It's called Brockmire. It stars Hank Azaria, and he is a baseball commentator in this comedy. And in the last season, they do a time jump into like 20 years into the future, and everyone is walking around with these little personal AI pins on their lapels
what this
called
is.
Limon, and it talks to you and tells you things, and like basically is their phone now for anything that doesn't need a screen, and that's what this is. This
That's what
is
this
crazy.
is. You can
Well,
talk to it. It
it's-
feels with AI.
I mean, that's what they
becoming
want
as good
this
as
to
it-
be.
As AI with AI becoming as good as it is, it feels like talking to the Star Trek computer, right? You can like just talk to it like a normal person, and it'll like respond back to you, and it understands context clues and all that kind of stuff. Like we're getting really close to that kind of
The
experience.
problem
it
is
feels
though
like.
it doesn't understand what truth is versus fiction.
We'll get there.
Their own
Yeah, but that's an
advert-
AI.
Yeah, but
That's
their
an
their
AI
own
thing,
advertisement for this when they announced it. One of the questions that they asked it was, "Where is the best place to see next year's solar eclipse?" And it gave the wrong continent.
Right. Well, and here's the thing.
there's-
Here's
And
why
so-
this thing doesn't actually have its own AI. It doesn't do any of the processing. It
Yeah,
connects.
it offloads it.
It offloads it to ChatGPT. It offloads it to Microsoft, whatever. Like it's
Yeah, and
it's
that's-
supposed to be able to do that really quickly to integrate with other already created AI systems.
That's what I was saying. This
to
is
give
AI,
you that experience.
AI in general problem we still have.
Yeah, this is like
Right.
an AI
So-
aggregator.
How about not design a whole product around it yet because it doesn't know what the truth is?
Yeah.
And if the only thing you can do is talk to it, you kind of have to trust it.
It's true.
Not only that, one of the things they showed in their video was like you
gotta
can
start
use it to
somewhere,
interact with products in the real life, right? He's like, I have this book. Oh, hey, the thing its name I can't remember what the name is.
Limon.
Yeah, how much is this? How much is this book online? Oh, the book is $23 online. And he goes, buy it. And you're like, where
How?
online? Did
Yeah,
you
from
like shop around?
somewhere,
What?
and
Am I buying it from Alibaba and China? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
So like,
the other problem to
overall-
me, the other problem to me is people who like to be private in public. This will
yeah,
not
they're not
work.
going to talk out loud to it.
I'm
so
not
it's not
gonna-
for them. It's for other
Yeah.
people. It's not for them.
I'm not talking to it.
well,
Like,
it's being sold as like a
even at
fashion
home.
device too.
Yeah, maybe you've got it in your office though. Like,
well-
could it maybe be a nice personal assistant in
We
your
have
office
those.
with you?
We
Then it
have
doesn't
those.
need a-
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Then it doesn't need to be a pin.
Yeah, I think that if these get to the point where they're actually really good, you could definitely see them used as a fashion, or a status thing. Because I guarantee that's what these people want that are making it. They're from Apple. They're
Well,
ex-Apple
and not only that, but
engineers. They want to do the Apple
They-
thing.
They teased these things a few months ago at a fashion show. Like,
Oh, there you go.
you know what I'm
so,
saying?
yeah.
Overall, you watch the video and you look at the company's website, and it feels. I'm not sure how to put it, but it's like just feels weird. Isn't it feel like a traditional tech?
Scammy.
No, it does feel
Almost.
scammy. They've
Does
been
feel
touting
scammy.
their Apple heritage way too much during this
Does it-
process.
It's weird gray zone between like tech. It's not quite all the way scammy, but it's not scammy.
Does it
just
feel
feels weird.
Does it feel kind of like a contact that has AI and projects,
Doctors. Real
projects
doctors.
an image for you to see,
Scientists.
Kinda like
only
that.
you to see?
Scientists,
Owen.
Tony. Science.
Supposedly, it
science.
also it
I
also
love
takes
people in
photos
lab
and video.
coats.
Oh, that'll be a problem if it takes photos and videos.
But
Just
how can,
like-
how can if there's no viewfinder on it, how can you align a nice shot?
Oh, I'm sure it's just
Well,
for
not only that, but
environment
it access
stuff.
your
Just-
phone. Your
yeah,
phone
and-
just does have a phone.
The other
Yeah.
question I have is, do people actually want to give up their phones? Because they're suggesting people don't want to have their phones anymore.
No way.
This
Not a
will
chance.
replace it.
I
People
don't
like
want
their
my phone.
phones.
This
They're
is gonna-
addicted to them.
They're going to want to link this to like an eyewear though, right? Like a Google Glass or something so that you can say, hey, AI Limon, whatever this is, Humane. I had a stupid name. Anyway, Limon, we're calling it Limon. Take a picture, turn on my recorder on my glasses. Then you could have those sweet.
Well, you could just have that built into the glasses.
What were those?
in this
What were those?
far-flung
What about
future.
those? Yeah, about the Snap? Yeah, the Snapchat was it? Or
Yeah, they were horrible, and they
were-
failed.
They did not do good.
This device costs $700, and it comes
And
with a
on-
$24 monthly subscription.
Yeah,
I'll
they
say
put
this.
They put that on top of T-Mobile's network or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
It's
whoever
their
they're
network on
I'll
top
say-
of T-Mobile's network.
I'll say this: stuff like this has to start somewhere.
Right.
You know,
Early
do
versions.
do I think this is the thing that's going to kick it off? Probably not. But you got to start somewhere. So you know.
But is this something that the public would ever want, though? Yes, we saw it in Star Trek, but that is really the only place we
Yeah, but in Star
ever
Trek,
see.
they have iPads everywhere. So
Yeah, they do. They all have tablets. I think that
Yeah.
something like this would be really cool in conjunction with some other smart devices like smart
Like
eyewear,
like
or
a
something
smartphone.
like that.
Like the rings or something.
Smartphone.
yeah, the tech person in me is super interested in this, but the human inside of me, and I watch
Yeah.
the thing, and I'm like, this ain't it.
The
Yeah.
tech is cool. The idea is stupid.
It is.
Yes.
Agreed.
That's a good way to put it. I agree with Jaron for once.
I can't
Whoa,
believe they
what
got
is going
investors
on?
for this. Like, who in their right mind
Well,
would
they probably just
invest?
told them
Brand
they used to work at Apple.
Yeah.
If I was
Yeah,
a, if I
recognition.
was, if I was a venture capitalist, I would have invested in this.
You would have?
Yeah, I think it's got
Really?
potential.
It's got to start
I would have
somewhere.
taken the risk. It's interesting enough for that's worth the risk, right?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would have.
No
But
way.
Not.
I'm also very risk averse. So
Oh yeah,
Uh,
don't be a VC fund. You
Yeah.
cannot be risk averse and be
No.
in charge of a VC fund. You
Let's
gotta
keep
take
rolling.
risks.
Keep
Can you
rolling with
imagine
the Apple.
like Uber's first like pitch to a VC? You want to do what now? Right? And then someone invested in Uber, and now it's this huge thing, right?
And they still haven't made money. So, yeah.
Well, the investors have.
Yeah, the investors have.
The investors have
But
because
you
they
get my
sold their
point,
stock.
right, Tony?
Yeah, for sure. You gotta. What's the word? High risk, high reward, basically. Let's keep talking about Apple and roll into the iOS 17.2 possibilities here.
Is a new release coming out soon, and I don't think it's going to enable side loading. There'll probably be a future iteration, but it has been hinted in 17.2 that Apple is getting ready to allow side loading,
Aren't they
and this would
required to?
include
In Europe,
getting there. So this would include like different app stores, like the Epic Game Store or maybe even Google Play, whatever. Allow installation of apps on a computer system. It's crazy that that this could happen, right? Like
They don't get their. They don't
Mac-
get
I
their.
don't care less about this.
They don't
Mac
get their.
OS. Like
I really
I mean,
couldn't.
that's because you lost.
I don't care. I don't want to sideload apps. I've never wanted to do that, and I don't think the
Everybody-
majority of people
didn't
want
you
to do
just say
that.
today that you did homebrew on Mac OS?
Yeah,
That's
that's
That's the
side-loading
ultimate
an app on your Mac OS.
side loading of apps right
to
there.
make
that's like saying I use Chrome to sideload apps when I download Spotify. It's the same stupid. You make
Yeah,
no sense.
you downloaded Spotify too. Yeah, you just agreed with us twice.
You don't use the App Store for that. You went direct to the download and sideloaded, huh?
That's interesting,
Apparently
Lando.
so.
Yeah, so side loading is
don't
a very easy thing to
get your point,
do,
it's
and people
stupid.
are used to it, and they've been doing it for decades. That is interesting. Anyway,
I'm gonna give you the finger right now. So bad.
Installing anything on Windows is side loading.
But
Yep.
doesn't
That's just
doesn't
installing things on Windows.
doesn't
and
this,
Mac OS, because the
Installing
Mac
anything on
App
Mac
Store
OS is
sucks.
side loading.
doesn't this cut out Apple's
Fine,
ability
you
to charge
win.
you? Like if they allow that, doesn't this
Yeah.
cut out Apple's
Yes,
ability
it
to,
does.
The thing,
to
if
steal
this,
to put their percentage?
yeah, if this goes through worldwide, then I guarantee the day that goes through, Epic will stop its litigation. They'll be like,
Well,
done.
I
Yeah.
have news for you. It is going to go through, but not worldwide. It's
That's what I mean.
It's a European Union thing, and there's also been hints in the code that they can region lock this, so us Americans will not be able to enjoy this.
VPN? I guess not, because they would still know where you're connecting from.
Yeah,
I was
they
against
would.
normally I would say he's connected from a VPN,
But what
But
about like
GPS
people
and stuff,
who
but the GPS
buy
yeah.
their phones in
And
Europe,
come here, right?
travel here? Can they not sideload while they're in America?
I think
Good
those are
question.
real good
I don't
questions.
know.
Yeah.
Or is it based off of like carrier profile? Like when
I
they
just
sell it to the
don't.
carriers?
I think it's gonna. I think the EU is gonna prove Apple wrong here and show that that is what users want. Because Apple's take on this is, we know what users want. We know how to keep them safe, and that's to keep sideloading off. When we know that's bullcrap, they just want to keep their
when they've
they wanna
when
keep
they've
that-
kept
yeah.
Mac OS safe for decades.
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we know that I'm hoping that this follows the USB-C trend where it just becomes less valuable for them to try and can maintain two separate geo locks and app stores and like
Two
OS's,
separate iOS versions.
iOS versions, and having to all the questions that you just raised, like what if I go to the US for a while, do I lose that ability?
Well, and the cool thing about it too is like you open it up for use, you don't have to use it. Lando can
I'm not going-
continue
yeah,
to
I've noted
only
that,
use the App Store. That's
Right.
fine. But some people will want to put,
it will make iPhones
stuff on there.
It will make iPhones exponentially more useful.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know
agreed.
if I don't know if I agree with that because I don't miss side loading on my iPhone from
There's
home.
just
I
some-
would
there's just-
I would emulator up my phone so hard
Oh, yeah,
as
not
soon as
me.
side loading was allowed.
Yeah. I just want the option to be there.
You
I-
could side
would I use it?
load.
Probably not.
You could side load those other game engines or the like Steam and stuff. Like you could just
Yeah,
get your
there
stuff, you know.
like
they-
if there was a Steam on iOS, that could actually make the iPhone more of a gaming powerhouse than it ever
Right.
was before.
Just let them in.
If it pulled developers to there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I think we're going to do a quick lightning round and call it a day. I have a story here that was really neat about a new Parkinson's treatment that has to do with spinal implants. So this is something that's, I think they only have one human tester right now, but they're opening it up to a few more in the near future. But it is a fella in France, codenamed Mark. And
Wait, his name is not Mark?
they're called Mark to protect his privacy. Just Mark. Anyway,
Mark.
he had severe mobility impairments from degenerative disease, Parkinson's. Says, quote, I practically could not walk anymore without falling frequently several times a day.
Eesh.
He said in a press release announcing the breakthrough. In some situations, such as entering a lift, I'd trample on the spot as though I was frozen there. That must be a translation thing. Anyway, as though I was frozen there, you might say. So he'd basically just freeze and then kind of tip over or whatever kind of a thing. But now, after getting this spinal implant and some physical therapy, he says he walks almost normally after this. Like,
That's nuts.
not really any issue. He's able to go out on the weekends on Sundays, and he goes on a 6-kilometer walk without any issues. So this is a big deal and very, very cool. It's basically precise stimulation of the lumbar spinal cord, and it improves the gait and ability to walk that has been hindered due to Parkinson's disease. So it's interesting to see them fighting that issue, not in the brain or not with chemicals,
But at the muscular.
but at the nerve center area right before the appendages.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So yeah, I just thought that was really cool. This is the researchers caution there's still a vast chasm between tailoring the approach to one person, Mark, versus optimizing it for a wide-scale usage. But co-leads Gregor Cortin and Bloch are I didn't catch this guy's first name. Anyway, are working on a commercial version of the neuroprosthetic in conjunction with Onward Medical. They say, quote, our ambition is to provide general access to this innovative technology to improve the quality of life of Parkinson's patients significantly all over the world. So 6 new patients will start next year in testing, and they will continue to push forward with this.
What
That's
country
cool.
is this in? Is this in
This was
It says
in France. I
France?
believe.
Okay. All right. A little bit looser
Oh
over there
no!
with there.
Well, the men, they're not looser over there with their testing. No, sir. It's
Right.
the U.S. is the loosest. I'm pretty sure. Besides, like China.
no,
and
wait,
stuff like that.
Germany. I think Germany is the loosest on there.
But they said he's from Bordeaux, France. But
Bordeaux.
they might be actually doing the testing and whatnot in a different place.
Yeah, so the Michael J. Fox Michael J. Fox Foundation gave them $1 million for 2024 to keep the funding going, keep
Yeah,
the
to
work
keep
going.
it
That's
going.
pretty good.
So yeah, it says that one of the main professors here, project supervisor Jocelyn Bloch, is a professor and neurosurgeon at CHUV Lausanne University. That sounds definitely like a French university. So
Yeah,
we're
you'd think.
gonna go with that. All right, so there you go. Updates on Parkinson's treatment using tech. Jaron, lightning round.
Rivian, the maker of the good electric truck, screwed up big time with their infotainment system.
Oops.
This is a quote from them. Hi all, we made an error with the 2023.42 OTA update. A fat finger where the wrong build with the wrong security certificates was sent out.
Oh no.
What?
And what that means is people's infotainment systems are bricked.
Yeah.
And
They cut off their arm, right? They can't.
Oh, no.
yes.
Yeah. Wrong
And
certs, bad news bears.
They go on to say Cerberus will be contacting impacted customers and will go through the resolution options. That may require physical repair in some cases.
Wow.
Basically, they're going to have to take it to a dealership and have the software reinstalled.
Probably wiped
Yep.
and formatted and reinstalled. Yeah.
Yeah, all those Rivian dealerships out there.
It's a good thing that's actually
Oh, wait.
actually an option. I've had cars in the past where it's like I like called support like, am I ever going to software updates? Like, no. Once we release the car, no software updates for you.
Yeah, we're done. Sorry.
It's a good.
So
it's
like,
a good,
yeah, this is like, yeah, it sucks, but it's like cool they're at least trying to do updates.
It's
At
a good
least-
call for right to repair here. You know, third party dealerships could be making a bundle if Rivian offloaded some of their warranties to them.
You would think that there's a USB port at somewhere that they could just
Has to
send you the file you need, put
That
it on
was
this
a-
USB stick, plug it in.
Yeah, that
If
was
it's
a major,
that easy, I mean,
major
that's-
boo-boo
that-
right
There's
there.
a lot of assumptions there.
That's
Maybe
true.
It could be
but
much harder, much more.
I'm sure there's
involved.
interaction that needs to happen, but yeah, it's
Crazy.
bad. All right. Oh, and lightning round.
Hey, this is a kind of a PSA. No, December 1st, you better, if you've got your old high school Google account, or if you got a Google account that you want to hold on to, like your ex's name or something out of spite, you better go log into it once, or watch a YouTube video with it, or send an email, because come December 1st, in a couple weeks, those will be earmarked for deletion. Google has said that they will be reaching out to you to contact you about your account that hasn't been logged into for more than 2 years.
But how do they do that if you never check it?
They're going to reach
Exactly.
out to the contact information they have, which is the account you have. And so
Well, sometimes they have backups.
if you've set it to be a backup, you may get a backup. You may be, hey, this account that is linked to you as a backup is going to get, but most people that have those accounts don't set up a backup because they're throwaway. Anyway, this is slated to give them more than a few, like an exabyte of free
What?
data. Yeah, they're saying this is going to
Oh, I'm sure.
free up just this cull is projected to save them quite a bit of storage space, you know, and whatever. But if you do have one of those accounts, you better log into it and do something. Even if you
If
send
you
an
want to
email.
save it.
If you want to save it. I
Maybe
mean,
don't.
I made so many test accounts in my early days that I was like, I need to test this. I need to test that. Like, I probably have 50, 60 accounts in the last,
Gmail accounts?
yeah, like where I'm just like, I'm like, oh, I want, like when in my early 20s when they were like, hey, if you get 10 of your friends to subscribe to this email list, we'll send you a free t-shirt. And I was like, well, it turns out Google lets you make as many people as you want.
I can make 10 accounts.
And I was
I have
like,
10
oh my-
friends.
I have 10 friends, all with iterative numbered
I'll
accounts.
make my own friends.
Yeah, I did. I got a free t-shirt.
Owen has no
1
friends. He
at
has
gmail.com.
big friends.
Owen 2 at
Yep.
gmail.com.
I had the same thing for Bing when Bing was like, hey, do these searches
yeah.
and you get the Bing rewards. I was like, I and 5 of my own self friends all anyway. So yeah, there's
I'm
your
not sure if
PSA.
that's funny or sad, but it's one of the two.
Yeah. I think the sad part was when they banned me and I fought back like, how dare you? And they were like, we know it's you. Okay. Well,
Dang it. It's got me.
It just got sad.
yeah, dang it. That's the sad part where I was like, how dare you, sir? I am offended. We have proof.
I have friends. No, you don't. We have
No.
proof right here that says you don't.
You didn't
Oh.
really know about you didn't really know about VPNs and anything back then, did you? No.
Dang it.
Brother. Okay. So
All right.
there you go.
well,
Better
there you
check
go.
check your Googs. Check your old Google accounts.
Speaking of accounts, if you feel like writing into us, Helpdesk. Wait, hold on. Geekshow Helpdesk at gmail.com. If you want
Nailed
to
it.
write us an email.
Yep.
Right there. All right. As we wrap this up, let's give a big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/gadgetspot. If you donate $6 a month or more, you get a shout out on the air. You also get access to the full uncut Helpdesk and Arcade.
That's the way I listen, and it is worth it.
And then you get the middle part where we don't stop recording, but
The
we keep
special
talking.
in-between show.
That's right.
In between.
That one.
Don't
them's the one.
don't
Right
ruin
there.
that show for us, guys. No spoilers.
For those who are on the $6 tier or above, here are your shout-outs from Jaron.
Thank you to David Roshinsky, Connor Keesaw, and Football Tony. They have stuck with us for so long.
Indeed.
Thank
Thank you, good sirs.
You're our favorites.
Thanks to, have you tried showing up to the podcast once in a while? Be an end user.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. Thanks to Andy Bird, Beat the 8-Year-Old, Travis Johnson. Check out the new Baldur's Gate 3 custom text stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. Jeremy, No Name No Color, Kesslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz. Owen has tech cred.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Congrats.
Yeah.
How did I do that?
No friends,
know.
but he's got tech cred.
Mark
Matt
the day
Nelson.
down.
Me, Speechless Like a Japanese Video Game, ... Josh D, Adam, Aaron Faulkner, Stuart Lloyd, Joe. There's no place like G28X0Y0Z0, Ryan M, and Adam Hecht. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, we will see you next week. Unless you listen to Geek Show Arcade, then we'll see you in 2 days. Until then, though, Lando, take us out.
Hey, don't bother to fix your issue. Just reboot your device every day. Be an end user.
Sound advice.